Just wanted to respond real quickly to the Lawrence O'Donnell goes off on Mormonism on the Mitt Romney issue. The biggest problem with that Lawrence O'Donnell has, besides being an actor and acting like he knows history, is that he just had a lot of his facts were completely incorrect, unresearched, unvalidated, and just simply untrue. The first issue would be simply to take on the issue that he wanted to discuss, was that that somehow Joseph Smith was pro-slavery. This was quite frankly not true. Matter of fact, it was the fact that Joseph Smith was a anti-slavery candidate who said that his thing was to have the slaves go back to Africa and to send them back to their homelands where they had been kidnapped from. That was one of his things of his platform when he ran for presidency of the United States. The other simple fact was that this guy just doesn't do any research. He's an actor. He just reads whatever line he was told, and somebody obviously told him some lines here that he didn't do any research on, was that Joseph Smith himself was martyred in the state of Illinois and was persecuted greatly in the state of Missouri, for the simple fact that he was anti-slavery. Missouri was a swing state at that time of the prophet Joseph Smith being on the scene, and as it being a swing state, it was very critical in the development of the Civil War on which way it swung, whether it went anti-slavery or pro-slavery. The Mormons came in, 12,000 Mormons. They voted as a bloc. They knew they were going to be anti-slavery, and that's set up one of the major conflicts in the Missouri Mormon conflict. So to say that Joseph Smith was was pro-slavery just shows that you just don't know the facts. Joseph Smith was martyred, and one of the reasons he was martyred was because of his anti-slavery beliefs and direction that he ran on a platform for the President of the United States. Again, this just shows a lack of knowledge and a flagrant misunderstanding of what the facts are. As far as Mormonism being a racist religion, I had been a member of the church all my life, and never had been taught in any form of racist of anything other than just to love all people. They might have had some of the basic tendencies that were propagated through some Old Testament beliefs of not being able to marry out of their race, etc., that were very racist in their time, and some of those beliefs might have been propagated, but every church has had that. The Mormon Church, to my knowledge, corrected that in 1978 when President Spencer W. Kimball, after much fasting and prayer, was told by God to change it. The other issue that this Mr. Lawrence O'Donnell has is, first of all, he doesn't even know his facts. Mormons have not practiced polygamy since for 150 or 160 years, and to say that an offshoot of Mormonism is somehow every Mormon then is practicing polygamy would be a gross misunderstanding and a very biased statement. It's saying like, well, just because Catholics believe in the Virgin Mary, that means all Protestants believe in it too. Because that's really it is. It's the Protestants were a break off of the Catholic Church, just like the conservative people who are no longer Mormons. They're excommunicated. They cannot be a member of the church who still practice polygamy. And I mean, it's an interesting thing to get into. I mean, some of your greatest Old Testament prophets were all polygamous, and don't even want to go into that whole subject. But again, it's just an interesting situation that this gentleman, who's an actor and obviously not a historian or a Bible scholar, wants to get on to a thing and talk about things that definitely have to do with history and definitely have to do with Bible scholarship that he obviously has no background in whatsoever. Again, my only retort is the guy's an actor, and his acting should be taken on its own merit, and he should not get into a political discussion on things that he just doesn't have the facts right. Joseph Smith was anti-slavery. That's one of the reasons he was martyred. Again, shows the ignorance of this person's position.